Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing my finale for the 2020 Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. This is a project that was created by Rebecca Morgan and Alexy. If you have not already checked those beautiful ladies out, please make sure that you do so, and I will have them linked in the description box below, as well as my playlist for not just 2020 but also the 2019 project that I did in this genre as well. And spoiler alert, I will definitely be bringing this project back in 2021, and I am so excited to dive back into it. I decided that I wanted to do a finale so that when I come back in my 2021 version, then I'm starting with a fresh, clean slate and we can kind of go from there. It also gives me an opportunity to kind of just play with some of the eyeshadows in my collection without restraint in the coming month. I will say that that is why my numbers both last month and this month have been a little bit lower than they have previously. I've gotten a lot of new eyeshadows in and I've just really enjoyed playing with my collection. So giving myself that sort of month break in between projects for me is very, very helpful. So if you are new, welcome. I am so happy that you decided to click on my video and join me for this finale. I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave, but also just checking out some of my other project pans, especially since December for me is a finale month. January is going to be an intense month. I have so many videos that I'm going to be theoretically putting out. I've got a ton of new projects that I'm going to be starting in January. I'm going to have all of my inventory videos. It's going to be a lot of Ashley in the month of January, so please just buckle in, hit that subscribe and that bell so that you can be here for all of it. But without further ado, let's talk about the eyeshadows that were in this project and where we sort of finished out. So the one that honestly got the least amount of love is going to come as no surprise, and unfortunately that comes from this right here. This is my Persona Cosmetics Color Theory Copper Palette, and I was working on Brick, which is this beautiful orange shade right here. It is a stunning shade. It's a beautiful formula. Unfortunately, I drew so many warm eyeshadows just in this sort of color family that I'm so burnt out. So I only used it once since the last check-in, and I'm clearly nowhere near hitting pan. That is in no way a reflection of this shadow, of this product, or of this brand. You guys know I love Persona Cosmetics. It is one of my favorite brands. It is just so well run. All of the releases are so just classy and well thought out, and I do 100% recommend them. Like I said, I just had so many of this sort of color story throughout the year that I was just really ready to play with other things. So that is where we were with that. I would say the next shadow to talk about comes from my Urban Decay Heavymetals palette. This is the shade Afterparty. Let's see if I can get to it. It's that center bottom red shade right there. I do have a discernible dip going on in there, which is exciting because this has been in my project for a while, and I for a long time was just really not excited to use it because it didn't really speak to me. But as you guys may have seen in a previous video, I did find a way that I really, really enjoyed using it, and so it has gotten some additional love in that way. Afterparty, I used a total of 4 times since our last update. Unfortunately, there was no pan, and gosh, I don't think... yeah, pan still has a good long ways to go, but I am so happy that I got so much use out of this shade, especially since it, like I said, it's not one that I was drawn to or excited to use, and I found a way to really love it. So the next shadow that we were working on is the newest. This comes from my Too Faced chocolate gold palette, which by the way is not only on sale, but if you pick it up from Sephora, it's also 20% off of the sale price. This is a stunning palette. I will have it linked in the description box below so that if you want to just click on that, you can go directly to either Sephora or Ulta. But the shade that I was working on is this pink one right here called New Money, and I was not excited to get this shadow. Well, I can't say that. I was daunted. I found this shadow to be a daunting prospect because it's way outside of my comfort zone. I was looking for something different than that burnt orange warm color. This fit that bill for sure. But I did really love using it. I said on here I only used it 3 times. I really feel like I used it 4 times. I feel like there were 4 times that I used it all over the lid and once as just like an inner corner highlight. And I really had so much fun with it. I really enjoyed using this shadow. And I'm so glad that I pulled it into this project because based on everything else that's in here, this would have been one of the very last shadows that I would have ever gone for ordinarily. So super excited. Clearly no pan. I only used it in the project itself 3 times, so but I am so glad that I pulled it in because I had a lot of fun using it. We also have from my Marc Jacobs editorial palette, we were working on the shade Enviously. Guys, I tried so hard to get pan on this for you and it just didn't end up happening. So this is where we ended up here. There is a heck of a dip going on in there. I loved using this shadow. It was just such a breath of fresh air, especially when I originally rolled it into the project. It's been in for 3-ish months. And again, it was so different from the colors that I had been working on for so long. I just dove into it head first. So I did use it a total of 7 times since our last check-in. And honestly, I used it 19 times over the course of the project. So that is awesome. And I had a lot of fun and made some really, really pretty looks with it. Didn't quite hit pan, but still very happy with the progress that I made. And then the last shadow comes from this right here. This is from my Wicked Sisters Fortune Teller palette. I have to be really, really careful because this red shade keeps breaking. I think it's okay. I've repressed it twice now. But I was working on the 4th shade, which is this one right here, which I have raved all about. It was so much fun. And I don't know if you can tell because the pan itself is super corroded, but I did hit a lot of pan. I really got in there and I made it happen. It was awesome. So I am very happy that I did that. Like I said, the pan is super corroded, so you didn't get that nice kind of blinking reflection that you get sometimes, but I did use it a total of 4 times since our last check-in. And so that was actually a total of what? 13 times in total. So I feel like that's pretty good. I've said in the past that that was a very, very loosely pressed shadow. So I had to be super gentle going into it. I could have hit pan like straight away if I wanted to waste it, but who would do that? It's an amazing shade. So that's where we ended up, and I'm really happy with my progress overall. Just to give you kind of an idea of how many eyeshadows I hit pan on over the course of this project, I hit pan on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that right? Do I have any of them on here more than once? No, I don't. I hit pan on 14 shadows because of this project, and I feel so satisfied with that, and I really hope that I can actually grow that number next year. This project is so good for me and I love it. So 14 new pans in the year of 2020 thanks to this project. And yes, did you do this project? How successful were you? I would absolutely love to know. And are you going to be doing this in 2021? I really hope that you are, because it's a good time. You randomly generate eyeshadows to work on, and sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with that? And it really gets your creativity going, and it gets you out of your comfort zone, and I cannot say enough good things about it. So thank you for being along with me for this journey, and I hope that you will join me again in 2021. But with that, I want to say thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time.